In the wake of William Wragg's admission to the involvement in the Westminster honey trap sexting scandal, Nigel Farage has condemned his actions as abominable, and he suggested that an investigation by the MP Standard SAR may be warranted. The Tory MP and the Vice Chairman of the 1922 committee admitted to sharing colleagues' phone numbers with the man who he met on Grindr, leading to messages being sent under false identities. While some sympathise with Wragg, citing him as a potential victim, should he just face the consequences? So let's see what Ben and Donica make of that. Donica McCarthy, I'll come to you first.
Oh, it's an interesting moral dilemma, because what this moral dilemma is, if somebody is blackmailed into doing wrong, should they be punished for doing wrong? Because that's the moral dilemma we have here.
Will do two wrongs make a right?
Exactly. So I would argue that the giving out of the phone numbers was unacceptable. However, I think the issue of the blackmail, that he was blackmailed, is appalling. And the fact is, millions of Britons are on these dating apps exchanging intimate pictures, and this shows the level of risk of blackmail those millions of British people are facing.
I think it might show the level of stupidity, actually. I don't know about you.
I think no government minister should be on Grindr. They just shouldn't be.
Really?
Absolutely, they shouldn't be. If you're representing the British people in Parliament and you have the added responsibility of being a minister, the last thing you should be doing is exposing yourself on apps. It's completely wrong. The man is incompetent. He's in gross breach of his fiduciary obligations to the British people, the government and the British people, and he should be sacked as a minister for being on Grindr, for exposing himself, putting himself in a vulnerable position which someone else has exploited. I think the man, and I choose my words carefully, is a plonker.
Well, you don't mince your words, really, Donica. He is, isn't he?
So much for freedom, and Ben's commitment to freedom is that people shouldn't be on dating apps.
Well, a minister...
So where I do agree with him, and is that handing out personal phone numbers is unacceptable.
And exposing himself on an app.
That's his choice.
No, it's not his choice.
Well, there you go, freedom.
You should not be a minister. You should not be a parliamentarian.
You're an enemy of freedom of speech,
You
Ben.
should not be a...
Listen to you.
It's not...
You're banning people going on a dating app. Where are you going to...
That's not freedom of speech.
Where are you going to take us
Exposing your privates on an app is not freedom of speech. That is absolutely disgusting. He shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have been on this app. He shouldn't have been showing himself off.
You're an old-fashioned opponent of freedom of speech.
No,
where we can agree, hopefully we can agree, you should not be handing out other people's personal phone numbers.
Is my freedom of speech being restricted because I'm not allowed to expose myself on GB News right now?
You're telling other people what they can.
No, but exactly
do in their personal lives. That is not.
The man
for you.
The man is a first-class idiot. He's a minister in the government. He exposed himself on an app. He put himself in a position where he can be blackmailed. He then allowed himself to be blackmailed. The man should be thrown out of the government, and he should be suspended as a parliamentarian. There should be another by-election, and there should be no truck given to this idiot.
That's an extraordinary angry rant. The serious point here, I think, the moral point, which you haven't addressed, is what do we do with people who are the victims of blackmail? Because that's not the big point here. That's not the big point here. It is absolutely the moral point.
Why is that the big point?
Because it's a moral dilemma. Should we punish people who have been blackmailed into doing wrong?
But if you put yourself into a position where you could be blackmailed, then surely, therefore, it's your responsibility.